Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Till the Dirt. But this is the Shahs Rewatch, which is getting very popular, I might add. A lot of people are enjoying it. Thank you for anybody who partakes. I have to admit, I'm only as good as my co hosts. We get to do it with the Dirty every week, and we have a special Dirty this week. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Megan Laboy, and I hail from this great state of New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me ask you
I've
this. We
been,
had Anna, we had Ann on she was I think did episode 2 or 3. Ann's a friend of mine. Joe is a friend of mine. Long story short, did you take your top off for John Bon Jovi too?
I, I am a
Or are you
hip
more of
hop
a
and R&B
Springsteen
fan.
guy?
No, that's a little bit older of a generation for me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But if you're asking about Tupac,
Oh, all right.
I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
Look at you. Look at you. Keep your head up. All right. All right. So yeah, let's dive right in. It's the season finale of season 2.
Yeah,
Obviously the reunions I believe are to come too, but this is actually the last episode of season 2, titled Persian Palooza. I don't usually give the name, but this I think it's very warranted. Everything is streamlining and heading towards this event. Um, but we pick up at where last week's episode ended. Now, have you watched the last couple
yeah,
episodes? You know what's going on?
yes,
How big a
yes.
Shaw fan are you?
Huge,
Huge.
huge.
Okay, how many times do you think you've watched Shaw's?
Honestly, Shahs has gotten to the level of Sex in the City for me. Like,
Wow.
I will
I
watch
know it's
it.
say no more, man. Like if it's
Yep,
on, just let it play. You know
yep,
what I mean? Like
absolutely.
you started at fucking, season 2, episode 3, and then it feels like you're in a car accident. Next thing you know, it's season 7. You know what I mean? Whatever. I
Absolutely.
got it. I got it. I got it. That's how my wife used to be with Bravo too, especially Sex in the
Hmm.
City. So I get it.
Yeah,
Okay, so we open up at the fight is still going on, kind of from the last episode,
yeah.
at Sammy's house. It kind of started with Omid and Mike, but now it's kind of transitioned into the reason that they're at the house is supposed to be this kind of powwow between Asa and Gigi,
Hmm.
and it doesn't look like it's going very well.
No, absolutely not. I have to say straight off the bat, Gigi's apology was
It's
a
Persian. It's a
typical.
Persian apology, dude. You fucking people don't listen to me, dude. I'm sorry. That's like literally what I'm talking about. I'm sorry that you made me do it. You know what I mean? It's never.
Yeah,
It's always with like strings. It's just they can't.
absolutely.
And again, I, you know, obviously, I know a lot more Persians than the Persians that are on the show, right?
Yeah,
It's been my experience that it's not just this fucking cast. It's Persians in general, dude. Like they just can't like admit culpability, and they don't even hear it. Like there's nothing I wish more in my life that like when my wife get into a fight or something that there's just someone there that I don't know who's there and she doesn't know that's there. They're just there that they could come out and say surprise and be like, "Yo, lady, you just blamed him for literally every fucking thing that happened to you today." You know what I mean? And it's just, so I'm not surprised at the apology. I am a little, um, see, we both see it 2 different ways because I agree with you. I think that Gigi, but I'm not surprised. I like it. That's how the apologies work. Like if I say I'm sorry, then you got to say you're sorry too. It can never be that someone was just wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's always got to
yeah.
be we both were kind of wrong. So I was kind of expecting that. I didn't think that it was necessary for Asa to be like she kind of was sitting there like a queen, like and like this isn't good enough. I'm gone. It's just like lighten the fuck up, dude. You know what I mean? This shit was weeks ago. Like it was literally
Yeah.
weeks ago that happened, and they can honestly, like I could tell, production is trying to get Gigi back in the fold. That's what's
Hmm.
going on here. because they don't want to have, as we see later in the episode, that Gigi goes to Fashion Week and they got to have a fucking camera crew follow her and do all that shit when she's supposed to be at Persian-Pelooza, but she can't go because it wouldn't make sense for her to go because they don't like each other. So they're trying to mend a fence, and Us is just not playing ball, dude. You know what I mean? And again,
Oh
I
no, he
feel
froze.
like there's instances that are too tough to, or too hard to go back from. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Trust me, I get that. This isn't one of them. And it's like, Asa was never threatened. She was never, felt threatened. She was talking about that she would break Gigi in half when that whole thing went down. So, like,
Yeah.
I just, and she preaches love and thanks and forgiveness and all that. And it's just like, it's the complete opposite of what we're seeing.
I don't know how honest I can be on here because I
Nope.
don't want to be shady or cause problems for your wife because
Knock yourself
MJ is
out,
one of
man.
my
That's why
favorites.
no one can put words in your head. Don't worry about it.
Asa is one of the biggest posers, one of the fakest, probably. I don't even know why she was cast on that show.
Well,
Like
I do
nothing she
because
says is
look at her. She's
believable.
like she's she's got no um reservations about herself. That's one of the reasons that my wife is as popular as she is, because my wife is kind of the same way, just in a different way. You know what I mean? That they're all kind of just themselves. And Asa is, you can't write that. You can't have someone
Mm,
be that. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
think that, and I know from Jesse, who cast the show, like how they went about casting is it all started from Sammy, and then Sammy knew my wife, and everybody knows Sammy, but like what Sammy did was give Jesse his password and log in to Facebook. So he could just go
Mhm.
sit on his Facebook and go through whatever. And Oz's
Yeah.
page was like, whoa, it was like no shit you don't see. So I know there is an element that's not fake. You know what I mean? That she
Really?
is, an artiste and she's, done the photography. But I also think there's an element of Miss Cleo. You know what I mean? Like where you're not real. It's bullshit. You're trying to sell me something. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch the
Yeah.
documentary Miss Cleo, she was a Jamaican dude. You know what I mean? Like she was a total something else. It's like what I get from Asa. And I'm not like it just doesn't ring true to me. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
some of it's just like so over the top. And, like if you really, it's an edited show, right? So you don't really get the chance to follow every ant trail. Like when she's doing the preparation, she's got this thing out, and no one's questioning on her. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like, oh, really? This is it. I promise you, it's like if someone else was just like, yo, what are you doing, dude? That doesn't ward off the
exactly.
evil spirits. Like what? Like and she's like incense in her choach. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on, dude? There's evil
Dude,
spirits on there. Somebody needs to get Jermaine on the horn, bro. You know
the
what I'm
fact
saying?
that
Like,
the
it was,
fact that you brought that up is hilarious because when I saw that, I was like, you've got to protect your vag from the evil eye. Like, what are we doing? Like, you can't make it up.
the evil one-eyed trouser snake. You gotta protect it from. You gotta protect it with. And then, yeah, I mean, it's so. I mean, still at that party, like we said, we there was a Persian apology, and then Mike is giving lectures on how to apologize, which is like the most
Right.
ironic thing that like I thought
Absolutely.
Alanis Morissette was gonna come bouncing through the house singing. Like the irony that Mike is telling him that you have to be contrite, you have to really mean it, you have to speak from your heart. It's like, dude, uh yeah, Mike. Yeah, you do, dude. You do.
Yeah.
Instead of passing the buck. And
That's that's one of the hardest things watching this as a viewer for the like dissecting it for this podcast is like you can see obviously we know 10 years down the road what's going to happen, but it's like even from back then I never liked Mike, I never liked Asa, and I have to kind of give you a little shit there, Tommy, because you cannot, in my opinion, compare MJ and Asa. because MJ is the reason, in my opinion, that she's reality TV gold is because she's a character, yes, but she's vulnerable at the same time.
Well, she's
Like there is
real.
nothing,
She's real.
yes,
She's
there is
herself.
nothing
She's
fake.
unfiltered, and the only meaning with I just mean from the comparison in terms of casting a show, right? Like
Yeah,
if I'm casting a show, Asa fits. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like even if she's full of shit, she's willing to do shit on camera that most people aren't going to be willing to do, dude. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
my wife is just herself. Like I could see why Asa's on the show. I could
yeah,
also see why Asa didn't make it to the end because it came to a point in time for the other cast where it's like, listen, bitch, we get it. You got another art project. Yeah. But are we going to talk about, what goes on at home or like whatever? Like she just got away with shit. Like saying my man doesn't want to film doesn't mean that there isn't other things that you could talk about. Like it doesn't mean that that's dead.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, trust
yeah.
you. You don't think Mike would like to leave his girlfriends out of it? You know what I'm
I
saying? You
know.
don't think Mike
Yeah,
would like to film?
absolutely.
And yeah, I want to sell some shoes. And this year I want to be a moving company. And yeah, no, I'm a good boyfriend. I'm great. And nobody can't talk to my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think he'd rather that? Obviously, that doesn't
Absolutely.
apply. So, like, the fact that it flew for her for as long as it did was because she did all this type of shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But I also think that, and again, I keep going back to it. If you're a musician, there's music in your heart and it's in your soul, dude. You don't just stop doing it. You don't just like put the guitar down or whatever. Like, that did, I didn't sell any records, so I'm not going to sing any more songs. And
yeah.
again, by the time I'm in the picture, she doesn't ever talk about fucking music again. You know what I mean? Like it's
Wow.
not even a
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean? And then
yeah,
like in this, one of the lyrics is if I don't sing, I'm gonna die. It's so I just think that some of that shit caught up with her later with the other cast where it's like, bitch, enough of this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Let's talk about the IVF doctor that you went to that you didn't tell my wife about. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Let's
Yeah,
well,
no,
like
definitely.
that type of shit never got out. You know what I mean? She did a great job, and I give her credit. She's got a nice life, and she built it all off the back of the show. Um, but it's just there's a level of sincerity that I just don't feel that she has, and
Yeah,
I'm not seeing it now. Like I have worked with her. You know what I mean? Like I've shot with her. I've been in scenes with her, and I didn't get it then, and I'm watching it, and I'm not getting it now either.
yeah. Do you guys still see like, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but
Good.
do you guys still see her around, or
No.
did she really?
No. Well, in her defense, she lives in
Hmm.
Venice.
Oh, okay.
we're out here, Calabash. Like the show presents things like, yeah, just hop in the car and you go 3 blocks.
Yeah,
Like that's fucking far, dude. You know what I mean? So it's not. It's just a different
yeah.
universe. But she, doesn't hang out with anybody from the show. You know what I mean? So like I think that the
Gotcha.
point has been proven that there was a lot of that was just disingenuous. You know what I mean? And a
Yeah,
lot of it was just like we're coworkers, and that's
yeah.
cool, whatever. But like once she turned that page, she moved on and she never looked back for sure.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
then from there we go to MJ and Vita, or my wife and Vita shopping, which this is a funny scene. This is a cute scene.
Oh, I loved
Um,
it. I
I've
loved it.
I've been in that car before. Literally,
Yeah.
yes, I sold that car, but I mean, literally, I've been in that car where the camera guy was perfect too. He shaded it great. Where he showed you, she was about maybe less than a foot from the curb trying to park, and Vita was
Yeah.
it's so fun. It's just like I've been there, and when the other one's like, my wife's like, "No, we're fine," and she's like, "No, you're not." Like and you just want to fucking blow your head off, dude. You're like, we haven't even gotten in the fucking store yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're just getting this from the parking spot, and I promise the ride wasn't any different. It was fucking,
Oh my God.
So that part's hilarious, and the part that made me laugh. I mean, literally, because you people wouldn't know. I would probably be the only one that would really know. But when she says to my wife, "This sweater would be great," and my wife says, "That would be great for you." I swear to you, Vita has 10. if not 20 of that same sweater. The gold, they're like, I've seen her wear it 30 times, dude. And
That's
so when she
hilarious.
said it, it was so true. Um, but that was a
He
fun
was,
scene. They look like
yeah,
Vita was trying to be as supportive as she possibly can. And again, this is an extension of the therapy that they've gone to. So like
yeah.
she's trying her best. And I'll give it to her because she's, Vita's kind of stuck in her ways. But I will say she loves being on camera. She loves
Yeah.
filming. She loves her
Yeah.
fans. She loves all that shit. So if you remove the camera from the situation, I don't know if she'd ever do that. I don't know if she'd ever go sit
Huh.
with her at like her therapist and have the therapist say that you being gone is a lot of the reason that MJ is the way she is. I don't think she'd go and listen to all that. So I do think that being on camera opened that up a lot.
Yeah. That's a very complicated relationship that the two of them have. It
You ain't fucking
like
kidding.
it's
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. And how much alike they are,
I
but they
know.
think that they're so fucking different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so then after that, we go back to Asa's compound, as I like to call it, because she's got this fucking house. It looks like some fucking Sosa's house from Carlito's Way, dude. I mean, from Scarface. The fucking like,
Yes.
what's going on, dude? She got a compound. I'm so broke, but whatever. Well, just let that sleeping dog lie. And Asa and it's Asa and Lilly,
Yeah.
and I don't like Lilly. My wife
Neither do
does
I.
not like Lilly, but
Neither do I.
I'm different reasons. I don't see what her use is in the show. She every even when she's leaving the first scene after the fight, she's like, "This is a lot of aggression and arguing, and I'm not used." What fucking reality TV show do you think you were gonna be on, dude? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, what do
Yeah.
you think this is? A book club? You think I guys gonna sit around and read? It's
Yeah.
like read the other way, the slang way, sure, but yeah, she just doesn't kind of fit. But I have to admit, I did feel bad for her in this scene because she's gone back to see her ex, and I will say I think she dodged a bullet, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh
From
yeah, definitely.
old her company, I think is worth like $100 million. She's doing stuff that she loves doing. I think she's got 2 kids now. She's got a beautiful home. The, that guy can eat shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for her. Good for
Yeah.
her. Don't like that guy is definitely a shitty husband. He sounded like I promise, whatever marriage he's a shitty husband. You know what I mean? And he thinks that and Mike's got this element of it too that like the man is better. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like the woman's kind of got to be subservient to them. Um, and I don't know. I think that's just maybe that's a Persian way of being. I know I've heard Sammy say things like that where it's kind of like, I don't necessarily agree, whatever. But I think that that's a culture thing, maybe. But I don't know why she would even stay in the relationship as long as she did because it sounds like she could. Case in point. What's up, Moose? Yeah,
Aw.
go ahead. That's it, though. No more coming in asking for more.
Aw.
He wants a lollipop. Um, I did like Asa had a great line. She said, "The universe rewards you if you make dress or courageous, if you do courageous things." And I agree
Hmm.
with that. I agree with
Yeah.
that. I think that and it's something I will encourage my son to do. You have to step outside your comfort zone to really make change in your life. Life don't change unless you make changes. So I thought that was a good quote. But again, within the confines or the context of the show, this scene really doesn't make sense because
Exactly.
we haven't seen Lilly and her ex. It happened. All that happened off camera. So it's
Hmm.
kind of like it's again. I just like the fluidity of the show. You could tell why every scene is in there, but her scenes to me always are like, what was the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Um, can I just say too, what the fuck is up with Lily's hair? It's full of secrets.
I loved it. And yeah, all the episodes she's been in, the only friends that looks like she has are the people that do her hair. And
I
I
know.
feel like they're there for fucking hours, bro. Like it's just so
I
over the top. And that last season when she goes outside and she sits with her sister and they're just fucking this big
I
claw.
can't.
It's like it's just so over the top. Yeah, it looks like way too much work, and it's not giving the payoff that I think that she thinks it is.
Exactly. It's like a mix of Amy Winehouse and Teresa Giudice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, yeah. Um, then we go to Asa's the rehearsal. Yeah, and usually that goes in hand. I've never performed before in public, so I'm going to start a music festival, and I'm going to
Yeah,
go
right?
like I can't, man, and I don't want to continue to beat on her about this because, like, at some point, it's like you're picking on someone. She's not here to defend herself either, or whatever. But I, I, I feel like they all should be better friends to her and be like, "Yo, man, this ain't it, bitch. Get your camera, go take some more pictures." You know what I mean? The singing is not, not every artist is good at every form of art, and this ain't it.
Exactly.
This ain't it.
It's un-
Plus, she didn't practice enough. Clearly, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's the first day you're going to be practicing.
It's unfortunate too because from the cultural aspect, I really felt as a viewer the fact that listen, Iranian people can't listen to music. Like I feel like her fakeness and her inability to perform like that took away from that message because
Oh,
that is
100%. Again, every fucking week, one of you co-hosts say something that like really knocks my socks off, and that's it. That's the thing. Like it was a fantastic message. And even when she's with her mother, she's saying stuff that's so real and
Mhm.
true that like she would never be the Asa as crazy or inauthentic, whatever we think she is. She would never be that if she was still in Iran. Never.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's an element of that that's like, wow, this is really some groundbreaking television here. But then you see her perform, and it's like, bitch, you didn't take this serious. You can't think you're
exactly.
fucking this talented. That's for fucking one. Someone needs to go slap someone in the face to keep telling her she is, whoever it is. You
Exa-
know what I mean? Like, whoever's like,
Yes,
yeah, you're great. Shut them up. You know what I'm saying? Shut them up because we've all, like, I know I've had enough. And this is just a rehearsal. We haven't even got to the performance yet. And you can tell they really edited the fuck out of the performance. Like, you don't really
yeah,
hear her sing anything. It's kind of just her bouncing
no,
around or whatever. But whatever. Um, from there, we go to Mike and his parents. Um, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just weird, or because I like my mom died when I was a kid. Father never really in the picture. Don't really have that family pressure or that cultural pressure. I've never experienced it. I don't know what that's like, but it's like you know there were people that I know that have my doubts about my wife, right? You know what I mean? You sure you
yeah,
want to do that? Whatever.
yeah,
And I'm not asking for permission, dude. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm doing. You're on
yeah,
the ship or you're not on the ship. And I feel like the fact that Mike is kind of asking for permission to move forward with the girl that's supposedly the love of his life.
yeah.
Um,
And we know how that ended.
but that's what I mean. Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe that
Yeah,
is the love that you say it is because, again, I'm not asking permission. I'm here to tell you guys this is how this is going to go. And hopefully you could support me. And hopefully, you could get along with her. But she has my heart and she's not letting go. And, I'm not here to like tell her the good qualities or that she's learning Farsi and she's like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, again, what are
yeah,
you doing, Mike? What are you doing? She learned
yeah,
converted to Judaism. She learned Farsi. What'd you do? You know what I'm saying? Aside
yeah,
just from showing up and fucking, like that part of it kind of irks me a little bit. And the father says something I think that, now that he said it, I bet he wasn't around that much. I bet he
yeah,
wasn't there. I bet that it was a lot of mom and the two brothers, and you know what I mean? A lot because I see how my wife is with the kid. If I'm not here, bro, this kid would be fucking doing with like he'd be outside playing with fucking a handgun and a fire, like fire, a lighter. No, he's happy. He's happy.
Yeah. No,
He's
I get
happy.
it.
He
I
likes
get
it.
it.
He likes it. It's like,
Yeah.
yo, he burnt 3 houses down this fucking week. It's okay. We just moved. It's okay. It's okay. Between him and Vita, I mean, her and Vita, it's like, so I could see, especially with the boys, like the Persian mothers do nothing but ridicule and fucking are relentless to their daughters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's not just my wife and her mother. Like obviously that's like, that's the example you're going to put on TV because that's so
Yeah.
extreme. But the other one's kind of the same thing, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's an element of always, why you do it like this, you should do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Always. But the sons, they fucking they're like they can't do anything wrong, dude. Like they no, it's okay, So I think that there was an element. I could see that. I could see that there was no man in the house to be like, yo, man, like this ain't gonna fly, dude.
Yeah.
Um, or maybe I'm taking too much out of it,
No,
but
I think you're spot on. A little bit of background, my husband is Puerto Rican, and to make a long story short, we met in middle school, grew up, we've been together for like 30 plus years.
Mhm.
He's my best friend, but we struggled with that early on in our relationship because that in that culture it's the same thing.
Mhm. I'm
The
saying,
girls are, ridiculed, and but the boys can do no wrong. They can do whatever they want.
especially an
And
outsider. You're an outsider. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, and one thing,
yeah,
A Puerto Rican girl wouldn't be able to, have a hard time measuring up. But you, as an outsider, can be real difficult. And
yeah,
if everybody keeps waxing his ass and telling him how great he is, he doesn't realize that he needs to stick up for you sometimes. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I could see how that could be trouble
absolutely.
at first.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I got the same vibe with that whole Mike with his parents, because if you're asking for permission, it's almost like he wanted them to be like, "Oh, no, 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 no." Do you know what I mean?
100%. Put up more of a fight, or like I know what you're saying. Like it was, you're doing that because you want something out of it, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's almost like he was either hoping that they were going to be more resistant, or, or complete go ahead, whatever. We
Yeah.
love Jessica, whatever it is. He was hoping for it to be more of a struggle too. And Mike's defense, you never know, that could be production too. Production might kind of be
Yeah.
hoping, oh, let's hope that she says no. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that will be something. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And the way I always was told, because again, I've never seen this stuff, but the way I've always been told was that she was not on board, that the
Oh,
mother was not on board. She was not fucking, and again, not behind the scenes. I'm talking on the show, that the mother
yeah.
was not on board, that she didn't support it, whatever. And that's not what I saw tonight.
No.
She seemed like, yeah, no, if you're happy, she makes you
If you love
happy,
her,
then, we're here, Mike. The
yeah.
father seemed to be less supportive, which I was surprised because I've met him a couple times, really easy going. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they were trying to create something there, but
Yeah.
again, the way I've always heard it was completely different than I just saw. Like I said,
Yeah.
the way I heard it was like she had a real uphill battle winning Mike's mother over, and it didn't
Huh.
seem like that yet. Maybe things change as this goes. I don't know, but that she
Yeah.
seemed pretty accepting.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
Then we go to Reza and Adam in the beach. Oh, sea glassing, and just saying that, like I would hope that a fucking like a seagull came and poked my fucking eyes out if I were on the beach, just to do
Yeah.
something that would be more entertaining than walking around and looking at sea glassing. It's a again like, and again, this has nothing to do with like, it's very boring when they like their scenes. I find are very boring, dude. Like it's like, I don't know. Reza tries to liven it up because he's quippy, but I don't know. It was just like, to me, that was a very boring scene, and
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yeah,
imagine
definitely.
driving to the beach. Especially, we live close to the beach where we are. They
Hmm.
didn't, and to drive all that way to go do that, like if it's
Really?
something you're doing more than once, you'd have to kill me, dude. You'd have to fucking like you would have to have some serious blackmail information on me or some shit. I don't know. There's not a lot that you could get me to go walk the beach and look for fucking glass.
You don't want to
Um,
skip and hold hands and look for
yeah,
shells,
man,
Tommy?
to each the- I mean, don't get me wrong. I could do that with my wife because her feet, if she was barefoot, like just pick up all that glass, bro, and she wouldn't even fucking feel it. And then we could go
You
back to
need
like
to
the
cool
we could
it.
go back to the towel, and I could just pick the glass out of her feet, and I'd be like, oh, this is some sea glass. No, no, this is just a Heineken bottle. Nope, you know what I mean? I could just pick out the glass, and
You need to cool it on MJ's feet. That is not
no
okay.
problem,
Because
no
coming,
problem,
listen,
no
I
problem.
was a dancer for 18 years. My feet are grotesque.
I don't
And I
doubt it.
feel,
She doesn't fucking dance. The fuck she dance, bro? The fuck you have a reason. She just fucking walks in high heels to fucking to the shower. You know, fuck. Yeah, enough's enough. But no problem. I'll cool off her feet. Don't worry about it. Don't
that's
worry.
hilarious.
Um, and then season. Then the next thing we do again, we saw Asa with her, her evil eye shit. She had a fucking, I don't know, she had a incense or choach and fucking her under.
That is
I don't know.
hilarious.
That was fucking more fucking shit that I'm just like, this is just way over my head. Then now it's basically just it's everybody more or less getting ready. So they kind of
Yeah.
just pan to everybody getting ready a little bit. We do see my wife and her
Oh no.
boyfriend. I don't know if you remember Tropic Thunder, the movie with Robert De Niro,
Yeah.
Robert Downey, and Ben Stiller, and there's Simple
Yeah.
Jack in that. Like he's like Simple Drake to me. Like
Oh my God.
he looks like he's not like what I mean.
I
Like he's
literally
Drake
wrote
if Drake went to school
in
on the
my
short
notes the
bus.
Persian Drake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he was on the short bus to school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He seems a little, but again, and listen, I feel for the guy. Poor guy, dude. When he's waiting by that door, waiting for her, dude. I've been that fucking guy, bro. I've been that guy waiting for her at the
Yeah.
altar. So when he's like, yeah, man, can we hurry up? And she's, yeah, I've been there, man. I feel for you. So sorry, Simple Drake. I know what it's like, man. I hope that wherever you are now and whoever you're with now, that she's fucking on time. Because I promise you this, the one you left, she's still late. She's still very, very late. Um, and then,
Where did she
they
find
kind of
him?
put Gigi in just a little bit, Gigi getting ready, but she's going out. I didn't realize while she was getting ready that she was going to do something else, which made sense because like her and Asa aren't friendly at this point. Why would she go to support her? That would be like one of those filming things. In real life, she would never, you know what I mean? But she
Yeah.
did. She went to do something else. Again, then we see Asa and her mom. And that was sweet. You know what I mean? I think
It
mom
was.
Asa's mom is nice. And that was a cool moment. You know, I'm sure that she had to be real proud of her daughter. And listen, I give it to these shows, dude. Like she didn't do shit for that. And that's not a
Yeah.
knock on her. It's the same thing with our wedding, bro. We didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had the girl Leora. Leora did everything. The production did that for her, but that's
Yeah.
a big production. They put on a fucking big production for her. I hope she's grateful. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, that's a cool. Even like a couple years later, when Reza does the stand up, um, you know, they put that whole thing together, dude. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
production really does a good job on these shows of creating some of these events. That was a real big, that was legit. The El Rey's a legit theater, dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was a legit all of it. She had a nice trailer. Like she probably felt like a fucking star that day.
Yeah.
So there was that part of it was definitely cool. Um, and then we get some, Rez and Adam are coming there, and like people are coming there, and then Gigi's going to the thing down, and then basically it's just her, it's her performance. And like I said, man, I'm sorry, dude. I can't believe they got that many people to come there for one. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how they got those people to come. I don't know how they got them to pay. I don't know how,
Wait, people paid to go there?
yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't like a free, like, hey,
you
come
might be
to a
right.
Shahs
You
taping.
might be right. You might be right. Now that you're saying that shit, you might be right.
Think
Because
about it.
it's hard enough to get people to go see like your friend's band
Yeah.
that has talent. You know what I'm saying? That like is good.
Absolutely.
It's hard enough to get those people to come. So like to feel, but she said they had other Persian artists, so maybe like she was
Maybe.
just a headliner, and there was like that guy that came out. He's famous. He's popular, and you could tell he had showmanship right away. Like that was not his first time on stage. But yeah, man, like I'm happy that we don't ever have to fucking see or hear her sing again. I'm happy that I don't have to keep hearing Persian pop priestess because it doesn't make any fucking
Oh my
sense.
God.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what it means, dude. And the best, our mother doesn't know what the fuck it means either. It's like, yeah. So
It's so cringy. It's
yeah.
cringy.
Cringy. Listen, I give her credit though too, though, because that's fucking tough to do. You doing that? Are you doing that? Are you fucking like having all your friends and family, and then we're gonna go on stage? I only rehearsed twice, and fucking I'm gonna sing in front.
No.
I ain't doing it, and it's gonna be on TV. You know what I
Yeah, but
mean?
you know why though? Do you
I
know why
maybe
we're
would
not
do
doing
what
it?
Reza did with the stand up. Like I could picture myself trying that, right? But I could not. And I have the voice of a fucking god, right? Like I have the voice of an angel. Really, like I'm so blessed. So if I really did try to sing, I would have just a line going blocks, but I wouldn't feel comfortable going up and sharing my gift. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I give her a lot of credit that she was, she dove right in, you know what I mean? And but at the same point in time, it just like I know me, I'd be like, can we get the fuck out of here? You know what I mean? Like, can we hit the bricks? Like this is but then afterwards they come together, they're all real supportive backstage. And that part was a cool event too. That part they looked like they all had fun. They
Yeah.
wrecked the trailer, which I'm sure production was real happy about. Um and then we get the come scenes of the reunion. It looks like all that friendship is fucking thrown out the window, dude. So, the reunion, and I heard this reunion gets real messy. So I'll be interested to see it. But this show was good. This season was good. What do you think um was your favorite part of season two?
I think it was watching, even if it might have been forced by production, watching Vita and MJ trying to turn a corner.
It's funny you say that because I think that if you ask people what the realest or the best moment of season one is, right? I think they would say when Reza sat down with his father and he tried to
Yeah.
fucking work that thing out. He went back to New York and they sat down with each other. And I think you're right. I think this year with all the fucking shit that's going on and the Diamond Water bullshit and fucking Mike and I'm in love again and even a Reza a little bit with his dad. I think that MJ and Vita, and then she like they're not in it a ton. Like my wife is not in it a ton. This
Yeah.
she's you know what I'm saying? Like this episode for is a ton of Asa, dude. It's almost all
Hmm.
Asa. You know what I'm saying? And even last episode was kind of the same thing because it was the build up towards this, right?
Yeah.
But with the amount of screen time my wife has with Vita, I think it's the realest shit that happens on the show this year. I do
Yeah.
of this season. There was definitely stuff that's more entertaining, maybe more funny, whatever that. But I think that you're right. I think that was definitely the realest part of the show.
Yeah. I also wonder, and again, this might be just how time has gone on and with like quote unquote cancel culture, but how the hell did Gigi get away with bringing a knife to a fucking fork fight? Like, how is she still employed at Bravo with
Oh, it was just
all
too.
of the,
All this shit was too early, dude. You're right. They
yeah,
missed this. There's like fucking 20 things that happen on this show that if it happened
seriously.
during the throes of cancel culture, every one of them are fired. My wife's probably done
Yeah.
something too. I don't know, but like they've all done shit. Especially again, we're talking about like the height of cancel culture, right? Where if you really
Hmm.
farted in an elevator, you might get fired from it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was shit that,
Yes.
like, whoa, man. Like I was listen. Some of the things very warranted, but some of the things were like, is that weren't they just being like who like on reality television? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And but
Absolutely.
yeah, like I know for a fact that you would not be able to fucking pull a knife on someone and now on Bravo. That wouldn't happen,
Yeah.
And Yeah, and even look, I'm going to stab somebody. Like then it was cool. This is crazy, G, but you can never get away with that today. No fucking shot. No way.
Yeah.
No
No,
way.
definitely not.
No way. And it's funny too because I don't want to say like it's not feel bad, but like I just think that it's interesting because I didn't see these shows, right? I didn't realize that Gigi was so persona non grata these
Mhm.
early couple of seasons. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she really is um put out to pasture by everybody, kind of.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that that's how this worked. I didn't know that's how the. I'd be curious to see how she comes back into the fold more. But again, I also know the production has their thumbs in it to say that listen, she's good on the show. She's not getting fired.
Yeah.
We're not replacing her. She's not going anywhere. You have to fucking make it work. You know. So I'm
Yeah.
sure there was an element of that that you're not going to see off camera. But yeah, I mean, listen, this was great. I really enjoyed this rewatch with you. I'm sorry if I talk too much.
No, you're
Um,
fine. It's your show, dude.
nah, it's our show. It's our show. It's our show. We do it together. It was a good, great episode. You were a great co-host.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
if you ever want to come back, I'll be happy to have you back. You got any parting
Anytime.
words of wisdom before we go?
I don't. Just please tell MJ I love her and you guys are great and keep up the good work with the podcast and the books.
Thank you so
Definitely the
much. I
books.
appreciate you. I wish she was here. I would drag her in here to make it have a talk to you. Um, and trust me, she'd sit here and talk for you fucking for an hour. She's so you should be relieved. You know what I mean? You should be relieved. But maybe next time. I appreciate the kind words, the kind thoughts. You guys are the best. We can't do this shit without you. And thank you so much for sitting in and do this rewatch with me. And you were great.
Thanks, Tommy.
Have a great day.
You too.
Tell
Bye-bye.
John Bon Jovi to put your top back on.